guessing he's probably still just on the main road. Couple more seconds and he'd have made that turn and wouldn't have got lost. Anyway, let's... So I think the sprayer worker is probably okay right now. So I'm not going to worry about filling the digester quite yet. Looking at the time, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Game time, which is time to check on how the digester's doing. I can do that from here. Yeah, still 12,000 left in it, so I got a couple of minutes. He seems to be doing a reasonably okay job. He's still doing his thing, so engine on. Get ready to follow. Go. Oops. No. That's the funny thing. You can load a tractor from the silo even when you've got a worker on follow me, but you can't tip. Anyway, let's get back to the field. We'll start the harvester off again and then we'll jump over to the JCB and, as I said, empty about 40,000 litres of silage into the digester for the next hour. And we're mid-fall, so we don't have a lot of time until darkness. We'll probably make it to about 7-8 o'clock. May result, I'm pretty sure the sugar beet should be done by the end of today. Sadly, we'll lose half the day tomorrow before the crops dry out sufficiently that we can harvest them, even if it doesn't rain tonight. Part of the problem is that we have early morning dew, which makes for a wet, damp crop, and we can't harvest regular stuff. So the sunflowers sit around and do nothing. I had the choice of doing sunflowers or sugar beets this morning. Maybe I should consider doing sunflowers for the afternoon and coming back for the sugar beets tomorrow, but we're kind of well into this job and it's getting close to being done. Challenger's lagging a bit behind. Come on, dude. I think no matter what farm we end up or map we end up on, I will again vary the tractors I have. We won't be looking at sort of a Massey Ferguson farm or a Fendt farm or a Case farm. We'll be picking, you know, different vehicles and just spreading it around. Okay, let's stop there. And Challenger's caught us, so we'll tell him to stop. Oh, liquid fertilizer's nearly out. So I think probably park the case in the driveway again, because this is getting close to the end of the field, and parking it over here may become a little bit of a problem. So you can park down there. Engine off, let's go find the JCB. Oh, we actually got some grass silage. I'm actually not sure how many or how much grass silage we ended up with, but there was the odd grass bale in our... Come on. There now. Well, for some reason that worked. The big percentage of this is going to be clover silage. I'm not even sure if there's a difference in price between them all. Okay, that's 33. And next one will be 45. Yes. And then might need to run over to the fertilizer, get that refilled. Plus 12, 57, yeah, that's just too much. Last time I think I had 40,000 litres, so I ended up putting an extra bale in there just to be going on with. Not good this time. Helper F has a full tank. And okay, why does this say I'm blocking something? Okay, liquid fertilizers down to 100. So this is going to be another delayed run back to the yard while we deal with other things that are going on. Empty. Oops. Oops. Okay, you're there. Let's go find the Valtra. She has 26 litres left. How are you doing? You are doing 41%. So definitely going to need 2 IBCs for this, and there's pretty definitely going to need to be a lot of manual tidy up of the edges at the end of this as well. it is what it is. So let's get working. How's the sugar beets? Good grief, he's already 30% full. So at this point, I still haven't put a significant number of hours into Farm Sim 22. So there is going to be a lot of learning. You know, short of what I've picked up from playing Farm Sim 17, Farm Sim 19, for the most part, a fair amount of the gameplay in 22 is very similar to 19. So not much new to learn there. Obviously there's the new crops which I just haven't touched at all right up until now. But after that it's just sort of I'm fairly familiar with seasons. I am fairly familiar with loading your own seasonal seasonal calendar, weather calendar if you like. Although Oxygen David did install the UK weather calendar on Calmsden Farm, but if I do play a UK map I will be using that calendar on it. But the whole precision farming thing obviously quite significantly changed. You don't get automatic fertilizer or metered fertilizer without adding equipment to your tractor, whether that's an attached sensor that can obviously be used in multiple tractors, or whether it's an integral sensor that's part of the tractor's stuff, things, bits, whatever. Okay, let us get back into this field. And as we extend that, we'll be able to see where we've been and where we haven't been, which will be kind of useful. Okay. I will run a little bit along this edge. And quite possibly along the bottom. Not significantly. We need to get all of this lined back up and positioned where we finished, and I didn't pay attention to which way we were going and what we were doing, so fun. Kind of surprised we're 40% of the way through. It doesn't feel like there is 60% of the field left to be done. Okay, I'm going to turn this off here. That's about good. And head down the field and figure out where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be going south-ish. This around no, we were at 22.5, so that would be about 200.5, I would guess. 202.5. That's probably about right. Turn the spray on and set the worker off. Okay, you can do your thing. Backwards. That's a good plan. Okay, you are worker off, flashing lights off. You can turn on and follow, then we go backwards again, and let's drive back to the yard. So this puts us at about 750,000 litres in the tank. And we're going to be holding on to this stuff for a long time, because I don't think the good price is January, or, you know, early spring. So actually March. There's our 940 doing its thing, slowly getting across the field. I'm going to guess he's going to be done before we actually get all of the sugar beets picked up in the other field. So going to be interesting to see if we can let him loose on the other field, or whether we'll have to hold him back for a while. Brakes and go. And I think this time the Challenger made the turn. Doing on diesel for the carts. I think they're okay. The other thing that's going to be interesting with Farm Sims 22, I'm definitely playing with trailer weight limits on, so you're not always able to fill the capacity of the trailer with the product that you're putting in it due to weight. So in theory, if I was putting rocks in the back of this trailer, I could possibly only fill it half full before I'm at the maximum weight that this trailer can haul. One of the issues I have is that it would appear that some mod trailers do not have weight limits on them, which thus means you're always just filling them to capacity. For me, that's a little bit of an issue. If the feature is in game, it would be nice if the mods that you played with would respect those functions. Okay, that's okay. Gas, we are half full. We've got enough to get us through the day, so not a big deal there. Get this emptied. And head back to the field again. Guess there's probably another 3 full trailer loads. Well, okay, let's hedge our bets. There's probably 2 full trailer loads and a partial. But we're going to be travelling back to the yard another 3 times before we finish this off. be able to bring the sugar beet harvester home and clean it, and then we have to find a home for it. And sadly, I don't have the JCB at the farm, so parking that trailer is going to be a pain. Unless I can hitch to the front of a tractor and keep the steering axles as close to it as possible. I have noticed there are some mods which allow you to put a regular trailer hitch on the front of a skid steer. I may consider something like that for the next Farm Sim 22 playthrough, if there is such a thing. Then we don't have to rely on a Lindner JCB4 4220 or a Class Zerion to do all of our parking equipment putaways. I have found that the four-wheel steering, having a Lindner or the JCB on the farm, has been incredibly helpful for manoeuvring. Less so since we got the telehandler, because obviously the telehandler is far more adept at moving pallets and bales around. However, I still need the four-wheel steer tractor to put stuff away in small yards like we have. Okay, I think you're gonna make probably finish this row and 2 more rows and we will be done. So, you know what, I think do that and we'll do that, and then I'll get the harvester started. And we'll just abandon those tractors right where they are. You're doing your thing. You're nearly done. Ooh, 77%. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff I need to do here, so I think we will take over at this point. Helper D has completed their task. And the Axion 940 is still active, so that's the harvester thinks it's done. Dude, you're not done. Get this up to the top corner. We'll jump back to the harvester and see what his problem is. I kind of figured he's got 2 long rows left and then the big patch down by the lane. Which isn't going to be very efficient to harvest, but still needs to get done, obviously. Okay, let us come about and bit's good, right? Find the harvester. Oh, I see. Yeah, the angle here is a little bit too steep for the worker to cope with. We'll grab that bit there, and let me get this lined up. Not going to be long before he has more demands, because obviously this is barely wider than the header. 89.5, that should normalise to 90. And off we go. Off we go again. Okay, I think the issue now at this point is I'm running across the top of this field. Actually, I'm not. It seems to be the top. Oh right, yeah, there's a couple of small fields to our right. Aren't particularly significant, but they're there. I was kind of expecting to be running along by the road. Okay, how are we doing? 86% done. I don't know. I guess we turn around and finish off the triangles going back the other way. That'll work. How's the... Oh, this is number 70. Yay. Okay, 30 more contracts to do. And I think for the rest of the 4, if I can do, I think there's a couple of cultivating contracts maybe. So I might pull, once we're done ploughing, grab the, the class, and get that doing some cultivating or seeding contracts. Transporting, baling, small seeding contract there. What for? Canola? Yeah, we could do that. Actually, most of them at the moment are baling contracts, which we're really not set up to do as worker contracts. And the thing is, you can do half of them, but the problem is once you've done the mowing and windrowing, you have to oversee the baling, the wrapping, unless it's a hay contract. Worker can do the tedding, but plus our mowers windrow anyway, so they're not going to be 92%. Oh, here we are. I do have a windrower just for when we're doing hay contracts. Very close to the farm here. Actually run across that field and through the back gate into the farm, round past the church. So it makes this field quite convenient. 97. I think for efficiency, we'll do this block over back here. Our harvest has stopped again. Okay. Contract is complete, we get paid. Thank you. Which way to the harvester? Backwards. And again, harvesters ended up in a hedge. Oh! Of course. Took me a while to figure that out. It's got a header on it, and headers don't go through hedges. Everything else goes through a hedge, but not the header. Completely forgot about that. Okay, so this bit we're going to have to get a little bit manual on and actually do the headlands around the edge. Add on a worker, and I think we will repay 10,000. Keep 23 for now, or 20. We borrowed 20,000 to buy this harvester, so whatever happens now, we borrowed a little bit of money to buy the fertilizer so we could do the contracts, and we've paid that back. So the question is, do I do the small contracts or do I do the big massive one? Oh. I think there's enough room to sneak this along the side. Just barely.